What should a single woman living alone have? Simply Safe is pretty great. It's a little pricey to start up and buy the equipment that you want. But it's $25, I think, a month for the alert package. That will call the police to your location if one of your alarms goes off. I definitely recommend owning a gun if you live alone. If you're not able to get a gun, wasp spray works great. I also ice climb as a hobby and have realized that my ice axe would probably be a pretty good weapon. Who wants to fuck with someone with an ice axe? Near your Ring camera I'd put a motion activated outdoor light even if it's a small one. If anyone tries something sketchy they won't like how much easier it'll be to identify them with extra lighting by the camera. You can even buy fake cameras on Amazon that you can stick outdoors in diff places so people will think they're being seen at all angles. Lol, as women we can never be too safe. An escape bag. Take an old weekender or small duffel and put some essentials in it. A change of clothes. A few pair of undies. Moist towelettes. Menstrual products. A Ziploc with a few hundred in cash. Memo book with important numbers and contact info for friends and family. Maybe a small towel. That sort of stuff. And put it somewhere easily accessible and memorable in case you ever just need to grab it and run. Door jams, though they do work better on carpet than on hard floors. If you can't afford a security system, they make little alarms for when a door or window opens. It sounds like a security alarm, they're super cool. I leave my window ones on all the time and turn the door ones on at night. Ring cameras probably also a good idea. A dog perhaps. A gun or taser or baseball bat or some form of protection. They use a different wrapping paper for Santa's gifts for their kids? Gifts from Santa were always wrapped in extra pretty paper with a special bow or ribbon. Yes. We always wrapped our children's and grandchildren's gifts in different paper, usually Santa paper. Yes. And the elves write the kids' names in Sharpie on the paper directly with no tags. They are too busy for labels. They also have bad penmanship. Santa doesn't wrap gifts at our house. It's always set out with the stocking in front or next to it. Santa also only brings one gift. My mom just always told me that Santa brought the gifts but she had to wrap them and that's why she had to stay up. Yes. We did it when I was a kid too. Santa's gifts have different paper and the handwriting is different. Yes. I've been using the same striped paper for years. I used a masking tape that says special delivery from the North Pole too. I inherited the tradition from my parents. Santa gifts are always wrapped in different paper to their other gifts. I think it adds to excitement. Pull a wrapped item out of the Santa sack. Try to guess. Then discovery. It works for us. But every family has their own way. I don't think there's a right or wrong way for this. My parents did some years. They just told us that Santa had so many presents this year that his elves didn't have time to wrap it, so he wrapped them using our paper. I was 6 and there was presents. I might have caught on a couple years older. But 6 years old aren't thinking when there's presents. Yes, every year I bought a roll of paper just for the Santa gift. It is very important that you never use it on a non-Santa gift. Even the following year. My kid figured out the truth about Santa when I wrapped a kid's birthday present in some non-Christmas paper from the back of the closet. Turns out that paper was from a themed Santa gift 2 years prior. Oops. What is something acceptable in men but frowned upon in women? For some reason. Not wanting children. Family will constantly try to convince me that I will want children sooner or later or that it's not that bad giving birth and quat. My brother however said it once or twice that he doesn't want kids and everyone is just okay with it. My parents already have a grandchild from my stepsister and my mom says that she still needs one from me. There's more but it would make her sound like an insane parent. Scratching your crotch or sitting with your legs wide open. I've been called out for this multiple times. Saying that I'm not ladylike. I've been told that I should sleep like this or sit like this even when I'm in my house. Like, why do I need to act so ladylike at home? I would have understood if I were told not to do it outside since people would look at you weirdly. Going 100% topless in public. Showing anger. Even when it's rightful. Not smiling all the damn time. Having a STEM job. Saying no to help. Sleeping around. About the last point. I don't mind that men are praised for it. But there's no reason to shame a woman for it while having different moral standards for a man. Sleeping around is sleeping around. The ends are the same. So there's no reason to have a double ethical standard. Assertiveness. If a man is assertive, he's just expressing his boundaries. If a woman is assertive, she's considered an aggressive bitch. Being a subject matter expert and respected as such. For men it is expected. Many women who are SMEs are patronized by men. Also emotion. Especially at work. Men express anger and it's acceptable. Women express anger or frustration or sadness and it's thought of that we are having our period or having some hormonal issue. Edited. Typos. People are still angry about what happened in Germany during with Jews. A similar situation is happening in China. Why are we not angry about it? From ChatGPT, the psychological distance bias. Psychological distance effect. Or psychological distance principle. This bias refers to the fact that people tend to be more concerned about and pay more attention to events that are closer to them in some way. Whether that be geographically, temporally, or socially. Conversely, events that are further away or less connected to us personally tend to be perceived as less relevant or important. This bias can affect how people evaluate risks, make decisions, and allocate resources. And it can also influence how people feel about and respond to events that are happening in the world around them. World War II wasn't fought to prevent a genocide. It was fought because Hitler was attempting to take over Europe. The Allies weren't fighting to save the Jews, in fact. They knew about it while it was happening. There is debate over what they could have done about it. But they knew. The United States actively turned away a ship full of Jewish refugees. 29% of the passengers died in the Holocaust. The United States government also recruited, employed and protected over 1,000 Nazis after the war. The British government also employed Nazis after the war. Like others have said, no one would have done anything if Hitler hadn't expanded outside of Germany. For a long time, the policy was appeasement.